So we get in there, the fills come on, they were great. As all support bands, they suffered, the mix wasn't right for them, really, you know, I suppose they only had... And due to the ridiculous Spinal Tap excesses of the Stone stage set, which they must have had more amplifiers than I've ever seen on a small stage in my life.
Yeah.
You could not see the back of the hall for amplifiers.
Right.
Yeah, okay, this is a small hall, you don't need that many. So they had about 4 feet to perform in, the entire band, the fills. So they were great, really good. And we thought, well, we'll hang around for the Stones.
Yeah.
You know, we'll give it 5 minutes. 40 minutes they kept us waiting.
Did they?
Meanwhile, about 20 or 30 youngsters in black T-shirts wandered around very officially on the stage. Every now and then tweaking a plug.
Okay.
Or rearranging a guitar. You think, what's going on? Where's the spirit of rock and roll? Come on out, pick your instruments, blow the roof off the hall. Don't have a bunch of technicians come out and fiddle with stuff. Very corporate, that's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Okay. So they finally come out 40 minutes later. I'll be honest with you. What are they doing at their age? Come on. I mean, really.
He doesn't look bad for 60. Come on.
What's the point? I mean, that's damning with faint praise, is it not?
Well,
He looked like an old lady. He was wearing a lady's top the night I saw him. I think it was from Karen Millen or someone. It was like a red, quite sheer top with silver embroidery at the bottom. Like a lady would wear to a bar mitzvah or maybe a small function. Nothing too flashy or dressy. You know, something you could wear to the office and then going out afterwards for drinks.
But what do you expect him to wear? If he came out in the sort of 70s gear, you go...
I don't care. Not a lady's top. And sort of like comfy fit, stretchy black jeans. And just comfortable shoes.
Well, what is he meant to wear?
I think the spirit of rock and roll starts from the boots up, OK?
Right, what
He was wearing shoes, the sort of shoes that you see advertised in Sunday supplements saying, very comfortable.
Well,
very comfortable. $29.99 for 3 pairs. And you know how thrifty he is. That's probably where he buys them. He's known for being thrifty. I suspect he buys most of his clothes from supplements and catalogues.
Does he?
Not there's anything wrong with that, but not if you're a major rock and roll star and you're going to perform. Let's see some winkle pickers, for goodness sake. Would it break your heart? Women put heels on all the time. They murder them, but they know it looks nice. Put some pointy boots on, Mick.
What do you
If you're going to dance around, I'm up high, I'm looking at your feet all the time. I do not want to see comfortable footwear. Not you can, come on, everyone, rock and roll. No, you're wearing comfy slippers. I couldn't help get the picture out of my head that he goes backstage, he's got one of those all-in-one duvets you zip up so he wants the TV. Also available in the best Sunday supplements.
Yeah.
I've been tempted.
Right.
I don't mind admitting that. I've been tempted, but I'm not a rock and roll star.
But what about the music? Ignore the
Never mind
fashion.
that. Then, we got Charlie Watts on drums. He looked like an old lady. Silver-haired old matron on drums sitting there in a kind of baggy top. Looked like she'd come in from the local horticultural society. Oh, just bang some of these, shall I?
And what about Keith?
Oh, tumbling dice, all right. I think I know it. Keith looked like a cross between an iguana and Thor Hurd.
He does.
He looked like they crossbred him Beryl Reid, Thor Hurd and an iguana.
He wears that bandana as well across his head. And there was
also, I don't know what he's been doing for years, but he doesn't seem to be all there.
There was a sign in the Twickenham thing, someone held up, said, Banzai Keith. I think he's turned into some sort of Japanese.
He looks like a lizard. Remember V, that film about invaders, where they took the faces off? That's what he looks like. Put the mask back on.
Right.
Pretend you're a human again. And then you've got, oh, what's his name? Ronnie Wood.
Yeah.
God bless him. When did he leave Spinal Tap? He's stuck in the 70s. He's a spindly little fellow with a leather waistcoat on. He had to sit down to play one track. They played one song at the beginning. It was either Tumbling Dice or Jumping Jack Flash. Could barely discern what it was. Then they played 4 songs I've never heard of. I thought, that's it, I'm off.
Right.
We bailed out. They're lucky we stayed that long.
Oh, dear.
They're rubbish.
So that's one of the most wanted tickets ever.
Yes, but they're rubbish.
You wandered off.
Okay, here's the point.
Right.
On the one hand, great, yes, it's a desired ticket. On the other hand, if you go and see a show and it's no good, leave.
Right, but you went in with an attitude.
They will no, and thrice no.
That was
or
4
fifth
times.
no. I went in thinking, yeah, I'll give them a chance. I saw them years ago, they weren't bad. I saw them at Wembley, they weren't bad. They weren't great, but they weren't bad.
Right.
You know, and Mick, what's all this with the dancing? He comes out, he's pointing his fingers like he's trying to dry his hands. He's been to the toilet, there's no towels left. That's all he does. Everyone says Mick's a great dancer. No! He is not a great dancer. The man can't dance. He runs around like a geriatric who's looking for a toilet, flicking his hands because he couldn't dry them off, going, all right, everybody! They played one song at the beginning. It was either Tumbling Dice or Jumping Jack Flash. Could barely discern what it was. Then they played 4 songs I've never heard of. I thought, that's it, I'm off.
Right.
We bailed out. They're lucky we stayed that long.
Oh, dear.
They're rubbish.
So that's one of the most wanted tickets ever.
Yes, but they're rubbish.
You wandered off.
Okay, here's the point.
Right.
On the one hand, great, yes, it's a desired ticket. On the other hand, if you go and see a show and it's no good, leave.
Right, but you went in with an attitude.
They will no, and thrice no.
That
Or
was 4
fifth,
times.
no. I went in thinking, yeah, I'll give them a chance. I saw them years ago, they weren't bad. I saw them at Wembley, they weren't bad. They weren't great, but they weren't bad.
Right.
You know, and Mick, what's all this with the dancing? He comes out, he's pointing his fingers like he's trying to dry his hands. He's been to the toilet, there's no towels left. That's all he does. Everyone says Mick's a great dancer. No! He is not a great dancer. The man can't dance. He runs around like a geriatric who's looking for a toilet, flicking his hands because he couldn't dry them off, going, all right, everybody! He can't sing, he can't dance, and he sleeps with kids. Come on, not young kids, but I mean, you know, women, 20-year-old. He's 60! It's not right! It's not decent! He's hanging out with old people. They shouldn't be playing instruments in front of others. It shouldn't be. Don't go and see them!
This is the Rolling Stones.
Save your cash!
I'll play this record.
Doesn't mean anything.
Of course, you've got a pent-up aggression,
I've
haven't you?
been away for... It's not aggression. It's not aggression.
You just dissed one of the oldest rock and roll survivors
No,
ever.
no, hang
and
on.
a nice young chap
I have
that
not
used to be in
dissed them.
Boyzone.
I'm just saying they're going out under false pretenses.
And poor old Steve.
They're not a
Gregg.
rock and roll band anymore. It's not a rock and roll band anymore. It's a retirement plan. That's what it is. It's like a trust fund.
Yeah, well, I sort of accept that. in
That's
some
what the
senses.
40 licks is. See, you go and see Bowie now live.
Yeah.
You know, he's still trying to do fresh stuff. He came out at the end of the Heathen Tour thing. He'd made the effort. He had a long black coat on, weird black boots up high, done his hair nice for the day and everything. Had a good young band with him. That's what you want. I mean, with the Rolling Stones, who's that black bloke on bass now they've got? I know Wyman wandered off on his own into the wilderness, but they've got like a bloke like a Barry White lookalike on bass.
Well, they're allowed to.
Well, you get
As long as
someone...
he can play the bass.
Rock and roll. Once you go above a 50-inch waist, you shouldn't be a rock and roller. Be a blues guy, sure. And the saxophonist there was the fattest bloke I've seen since I came back from America. He was enormous. He came out, I thought it was a joke. I thought, he's going to unzip that. It's a fresh suit. He's got a joke suit on. He's pretending to be. He's got one of those sumo suits on you see in pubs. He'll unzip it. There'll be a slim bloke. He'd say, no, fatty on sax. I've got nothing against a fatty. You know that. I like a fatty. But not on stage with the Stones.
God, it's never ending. We've only 45 minutes in.
I'm merely
God,
speaking my mind.
Can we bring Alexi in and see if we can calm you down?
No, I haven't finished yet.
Can we put Alexi on for 15 minutes while you go in another room?
I'm done. What's wrong? What's wrong with you? You've missed me.
You're just ranting on about
These are not
endless bile.
These are not. It's not bile.
It is.
It's not. Listen to my voice, officer.
Well,
I'm calm.
You're not calm.
The other fellow's lost his...
I'm waiting to
temper.
press this button.
No, I'm calm.
Yeah.
It's not bile.
Can we bring Alexi?
It's not invective. It's not ranting. This is merely an opinion. That's all. I'm sharing of myself. Let's have Mr. Alexi Sale. After this marvellous piece of popular music.
Don't even know what it is.
That doesn't matter.
It's Erin McEwen.
Oh, don't play that.
I was slung low and so gung-ho.
Well, I'm just listening half-heartedly.
All right then.
Liz, are you there?
Yes, hello, Jonathan.
Good morning, Liz.
Hello.
How are you?
Not too bad, thank you. Did you have a nice holiday?
I had a lovely holiday, thank you. Although, as I was saying, my whole life is a holiday, really, so it's kind of hard to differentiate between the two. But it was very lovely. It was nice to be away.
Good, good.
Have you been away anywhere this year? Have you had a break?
Yes, well, we've just come back from the Isle of Man.
How nice.
Yes, it was fantastic, yeah.
Were there noisy motorbikes over there while you were there? Is that another part of the year?
Absolutely, loads of them,
Yeah.
because the second week of our holiday, it was the training week of the Manx Grand Prix.
It always surprised me. Why do they need to train? Do you think they'd know what they were doing? You know,
Well-
you think they'd have done that before they put their name down?
Well, my eldest son, Alex, he was in his glory. He saw all these motorbikes, and everyone is, oh, Mum, look at that, Mum, look at that. And I could have put my hands around his throat because it just over these motorbikes. It was just so
But you know,
ecstatic seeing all these motorbikes.
As long as you throttle your child gently, it's okay. I throttled one of mine on holiday, and she was cross with me for a few days afterwards, but then we patched it up. It's fine, if it's only meant, half-heartedly, and you don't actually cut off the wind supply, I believe they can't complain to the Court of European Rights.
Yeah, and actually,
Whatever it is.
waiting to go onto the ferry last week, we counted 220 motorbikes coming off.
Wow, that must have been a long journey.
What a holiday.
No,
Well, you forgot to pack books and stuff, did you? Didn't have any tapes.
yeah, we packed loads and loads of books. Yeah, loads of books.
Liz, what do you do? What do you do for a living? Are you a home person or...?
Well, I'm a home person and I'm a healthcare assistant.
Oh, and what does that entail?
Well, I look after the elderly.
So you go out and when you say look after them, you make sure they've got what they need, or you
Well,
go and
no,
actually hands-on, you help them do stuff?
I'll work in a residential home.
So you're basically cleaning up after people, making sure they're okay, turning the covers, keeping the sheets clean, all that
Yes,
sort of stuff. Right.
I'll work nights. I'll work 3 nights a week.
Ah. And is it fun working nights, or is it kind of a bit dull?
I enjoy it. It works in with my family life really, really well.
Yeah, so you can be there with the kids and
Yeah,
stuff.
I've got 4 children. So
And how old are your kids?
My daughter will be 18 in September.
Well, she's not really a child anymore, is she?
Well, no. But,
Well, you know, Mick Jagger would say she wasn't. If you know what I'm
I
saying.
think
If you know what I'm saying.
Keith Richardson.
Okay, oh dear. Keith Richardson. Wasn't he a member of the Craig gang? Anyway, we're getting way off the track here. So your oldest is 18?
Yeah, and I've got a son of 13, one of nearly 12, who looks like Mitch the Monkey.
Right, well, that's nice to know. I'm sure he's delighted to hear that on radio with
We
millions.
actually do call him Mitch the Monkey because when he's had his hair clippered, he looks like a monkey.
Was he the child who was an accident?
No, none of them was an accident.
He was the unplanned one?
No.
And you said,
no.
here is, not only did we not want him, he looks like a bloody monkey.
My children are beautiful.
Has he got his own bed, or does he sleep in a cage, that one?
No, he does.
We'll be
sleep in
reading
his
about
own
him,
bed.
won't we? Social workers will bait down your door. So we found one of them in a cage.
Yeah.
And my youngest is nearly 10, so I've got, in September...
Quite a spread.
Yeah, in September I've got 3 grandparents and 3 children, all in September.
Is it not time to get your feet back in the stirrups and have another one? Come on. You've still got it in you, I can hear you.
And it's strengthening.
Now, let me ask you a very personal question here.
Yeah.
You trying for children yet?
No.
No. You thinking about doing that?
No, not yet.
Not yet. When do you think you might?
Don't know.
Because you're getting on.
I know, it doesn't matter, does it?
Well, it does.
Does it?
Yeah.
I know.
How much longer do you think you're going to be firing? You know what I'm
Couple
saying?
more years yet,
How
probably.
long's the old sharpshooter?
My only worry is you end up being an old dad, and I don't
Here's
want that.
here's the
but
thing.
I haven't got much choice.
Don't keep it in the holster. When you
What?
could be firing at the targets. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Use every opportunity.
All right, okay.
Every opportunity.
What?
Put a long record on there, she's here. I can push the button for you.
What? Hang around?
We had a terrible thing in the week.
Did you?
I can only feel... I feel so... You know, I tell stories from home, and sometimes I have to censor myself because I don't want those at home to feel that I'm just with them so I get material for the radio show.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think they
do.
think the only reason you're staying here, the only reason you're remaining FR is because we give you good gags for the show.
Yeah.
But in the week, my daughter, my eldest, they're out at ice skating now, so I can tell them this, and they won't know I've,
Right.
necessarily.
You know they've
exposed
gone, have they?
them.
11:30?
They're out now. They're on the ice skating rink. Jane takes them ice skating for their lessons every Saturday morning. They're all getting quite good. But we were, my daughter, my eldest, went to a party in the week, and of course, you know, at parties these days, she's 12 now.
Right.
So I don't even want to know what they get up to at parties when they're 12, but I know they still eat too many sweets and crisps.
Yeah.
She came home, she was feeling a bit unwell. I said, well, yeah, I'm sure you'll be okay, and we took it easy in the evening. They got a bit excited before bedtime playing. She went to bed. And that night, you know, Jane and I were enjoying a special, should we say, special
cuddle?
Yeah. And I had quite wisely locked and double-bolted the bedroom door because, you know, you don't want them walking in.
No.
You know, years of therapy.
Mm.
We're enjoying ourselves. Things are going fine.
Yeah.
But they're going... How do I put this politely and delicately? I don't want people to think we're out of control on this show, but... You know, a man and a lady, often there's a little bit of stoking up that goes on, which really benefits the lady more than the men early. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At the bedtime session.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Stoking up.
Stoking up. It's like you're kickstarting a scooter, okay? And so really, and I'm doing all the kickstarting.
All right, what's she doing?
And then I know eventually I'll be able to climb on and ride down the shops, okay? Let's use that analogy because there are children listening.
Yeah, okay.
But we hadn't got actually to the point where I was in the saddle of
Right,
the
okay.
scooter with my hands on the throttle,
Right, okay.
you know?
But the engine was running.
And by the way, if you are going on a scooter, remember to wear a helmet.
Yeah, of course.
But the engine was running. The engine had been running for quite a long time.
Oh, had it?
Yeah, the engine was having a great old time. The passenger was still yet to climb astride the scooter, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Knock on the door. My 12-year-old has vomited all over her bedroom.
Oh, no.
There's a passion killer. By the time I got upstairs with Jane, you know,
Yeah.
and obviously it took me a few minutes to make sure things weren't...
What, your kickstart?
Well, I had to make
Put away?
sure that I put the, you
Yeah.
know, the footrest away.
Yeah, exactly.
So by the time we're up there, and I'm with towels scraping quite a thick layer of vomit from the carpet, which unwisely is shag pile in her bedroom, and had then gone in the shower and rinsed off 2 of the best-loved soft toys that she had, which were also, one of them was a dog, it looked like he'd grown a beard. And I'll be honest with you, the smell wasn't helpful either.
Oh, no.
I don't know if you've been in a room that's filled with the stench of half-digested fizzy cola bottles and Pringles,
Oh, no.
but it ain't great.
No.
So we got downstairs, guess what?
What?
Scooter went to sleep. Passenger, would-be passenger, lying there thinking, why have I got kids? Why did I ruin a perfect relationship by having 3 children? Wouldn't have it any other way.
Right, okay.
The cold like today, you realise, wouldn't have it any other way. But still haven't climbed back on that scooter. So if you've got 10 minutes, Andy,
What?
Join me on the dark side.
This is happening. This is Door of Darkness.
Come on, don't say... How do you know it might be what you've been looking for?
No, not with the wife watching.
You never know. Hey, that might add an extra something. We were doing crafts, Halloween crafts, to decorate the house. And Jane had seen this thing in a book in America, and she sat us all down. She went and bought the game and said, we're all going to make a ghost in a bottle. We're going to trap a ghost in a bottle. I thought, lovely. Family fun. Here we go. Scissors, little bits of white cloth. What you do is you take an empty glass bottle. You can do it with a screw-top bottle or something that used to have food in the can, or you can go and buy one. She bought some from this craft shop, little cheap bottles, but they're very pretty. And you draw a little ghost on your fabric, and you cut it out, and you stick it up inside the roof of the bottle, and when you put the lid down, it's stuck inside the lid, it's hanging there, and it looks like a little ghost is trapped in the bottle.
Oh.
How lovely is that? So we sit
Not
down.
for the ghost, obviously.
Well, it's not a real ghost, is it? God. So we sit down, and we all draw them, and I'm helping the kids, and I had the worst scissors, of course. Like children's scissors. It's hard to cut through cloth with children's scissors. So I'm helping them, we did them all, we stuck them well. Who's the worst one? Mine. Mine's the worst one. But I'm 42, you'd think mine would be one of the best ones. I haven't said this to the children, but I'm a little disgruntled.
Why is it not very good then?
Well, because I didn't really get my head around the concept properly, and I just did a big head floating in there. So they've done these lovely little delicate ghosts with arms and legs. Mine's just a big square of cloth with a smile on it. So that's already... And to be honest with you, part of me thinks, well, I could sneak in and do another one. But then that feels a bit unfair, like I'm competing with the kids there. But frankly, I don't like to see, because everyone comes down and sees and goes, oh, they're lovely, what are they, ghosts in bottles? Who did that one, honey? No, that was Dad. Not the 6-year-old, the 42-year-old.
I see.
Hers is a beautiful, delicate work of art. I'm pleased for them, obviously. But part of me feels I could do better. I'd like another chance.
But what does it look... I'm slightly confused what a ghost would look like. What sort of... Is it like, a cartoon ghost? What sort of ghost... How do you cut it?
Well, you take a bit of cloth and you cut round there.
But what kind of cloth? What kind of cloth?
Did you never do crafts as a child?
Well, not making ghosts in bottles, no.
I forgot you were kept in a room, weren't you? In a dark room in the attic.
What colour fabric is it?
Occasionally they'd slide a tray with some insects on under the door for Stig. He's restless tonight, Mother.
Whatever moved, have I?
Best clean him. Best feed him. But anyway, the story doesn't end there, my friend.
Oh, doesn't it? Oh.
Last night, Jane was home a bit late. She was doing some work, and my eldest Betty was out, so I'm home alone with the two, the little ones, and part of me is thinking, just bung some TV on. I think, no, be a good dad, do something with them. And they said, Dad, can we carve some pumpkins? I said, let's carve some pumpkins. We had some little pumpkins that we'd actually grown at the bottom of the garden.
Yeah,
in readiness for Halloween.
I've seen those,
well, no, those ones are still growing. The big ones are we're still plumping them up for the big Halloween next week. But we picked some small ones. So I said, let's carve some pumpkins. So I helped them carve the pumpkins. Who's the worst pumpkin? How did that happen again? Mine's the worst pumpkin. Honey's pumpkin looks quite good. Harvey's is both cute and scary. Mine has just got two big eyes, one of which I slipped the knife and he went up through the roof of his head. And the other on the mouth, I thought I'd do a cute small round mouth. Didn't even look like a mouth, looked like a nose. So I tried to extend it, it got too big. So it's like some sort of just grotesque mockery of a pumpkin head. Not an actual good, delicate, moving, powerful, slightly spooky, slightly cute pumpkin head, which is what I was aiming for.
Oh, dear.
I think I need guidance.
Yeah.
I think I need to go back to some sort of a craft school.
Yeah.
It's a disappointment. And it's there, mocking me when I go home. I might not go home today now. I might stay out and get blind drunk, get in a fist fight.
And they'll say, what was the reason? Because I couldn't
Me
make
pumpkin! Me ghost! Ghost! I can't do a ghost! All the drama you require here on Radio 2.
Yeah.
And then yesterday was, then Friday morning, I can't even remember line. Friday morning I've got Film 2003, so I'm going to do that. Friday lunchtime I got the edit of the show. Friday afternoon went back, had to get the children's Halloween party ready.
It was a terrible life you
We had
lead,
18 kids round. I'm dressed first as a mummy. I'm dressed as a bloody mummy, hiding in a cupboard in the garden to scare them. That mummy costume as well, when that goes back, those bandages are going to need a rinse. Oh, dear. And it was hot, that mummy suit.
Yeah.
And it was a hot suit,
So you were a mummy first, then what you became?
That sometimes. Well, then, that was for the little ones, because I'd be a friendly mummy. And with Jane, I'd written the treasure hunt that we did for the kids and their friends in rhyme, Beware, beware, take care, you'll find a witch with frightening hair. But, I'd written all this stuff. It was good. It was good stuff. It was like, and then go over to the ferret's hut, where you'll find a king. Well, you'll find a friend of old King Tut. That was me, the mummy.
Oh, I see.
So, but I'm lying in there and I was scaring myself. I was in what was once the chinchilla's cage, because my house, we've had everything at one stage.
Yeah.
I was once the chinchilla, which is now essentially turned into a spider zoo.
What?
Well, it's just all spiders living in there.
What, you're in a cage?
No.
In a mummy suit?
I was in a shed where we used to keep the cage with the chinchillas.
Oh,
Now
I
the
see,
chinchillas
right.
are gone. There's no
I
need
thought you were
for
in
the
a cage. I mean, great if you're in the cage.
Well, I would have got in the cage, you know me, but how can I get in a chinchilla cage? They're tiny. So I'm standing and saying, I'm giving off eating the kids go, "Bleh!" And they're terrified already.
Yeah. Probably all got flu.
But then for the older kids, I wanted to genuinely frighten them, because when they get to 12, they start getting on your nerves. So it's one good night of the year when you get your own back. So I scared them as the mummy, and then when they went, I did a quick change, ran, ripping off my mummy gear, got on the very thin, figure-hugging skeleton suit.
Right.
And mask so I could creep around after them.
I see.
So while they were going, they didn't realise, creeping up behind them, bloke in a skeleton suit with the flu. Now, if that doesn't sum up the spirit of Halloween, I don't know what does.
Right.
So that, and then we had our adult friends round for a game in the evening. We're playing a game called Werewolf, which I'll tell you about later.
Okay.
Which, I'll be honest, I didn't very much enjoy.
Didn't you?
No. One else had a great time. I didn't have a very good time. You know, and then when you tell everyone that you didn't have a very good time, they think you're being grouchy.
I see.
But I tried honesty, you know?
Yeah.
I think you've got to be honest. And then I get up this morning for this show, and I'll be honest with you, the first thing I thought, I'll phone in sick.
Right.
Because I've got a temperature.
Yeah.
You can hear the voice isn't what it should be.
No.
Okay, you know. I'm going to need to make frequent visits to the lavatory, I assume. I don't know what to do about it. I might ask Parky and some of the older presenters what they do, because now I'm getting on. I do need to wee more. And you've got to drink water before the show. How do they get through a long record? I might get something fitted, like a bag or something, because I don't know how I can make food talk shows anymore.
I see.
Or have to build a toilet break into the thing. Or possibly just dig a little ditch by the side of my desk. Anyway.
You're digressing.
But I got up. And that's what I want to talk about.
Okay.
Because I think that's what's wrong with this country right now. When someone's laid low with what is merely a common cold or a touch of flu, an ache, a pain, yes, a throb, what do? They phone in and pull a sickie. They take the day off. Didn't they do that in India? I suspect not. Didn't they do that in Africa? No, they do not. The Australia? No. But here now, in what was once Great Britain, we're a nation of whinging ponces. Your scouser, lying on his back. I'm not going to work, I'm going to watch me footy. Or something like that in a Liverpool accent.
Yeah.
Your Scotsman, I can't be bothered. I've got a bad headache. Your Welshman, no day. I shall not be going into the Welsh industry thing today. I've got a sore throat.
See? Yeah.
But Ross is here, and I'm leading by example. What would you do if you turned up at your local A&E and your young doctor was off with the sniffles? Hey? What would you do if you called your fire brigade and they said, sorry, we can't come round, he's got a bit of a head cold? I'll tell you what you'd do. You'd regret the time that you'd taken off. So, friends, if you have a bug, if you have a cold, if you have a hangover, oh yes, I'm talking to you, don't lie in bed licking your wounds like a mangy old puss. Get off your big, fat, lazy backsides and get into work like me. If I was working in the kitchen, would I take the day off now? No. I would be in sneezing with impunity all over the desserts. And that is what once made this country great, my friends. And that is what can make it great again. I thank you. I might go home, actually.
Meanwhile, over at Tarquin's place.
More wine, anybody?
Oh, no, thanks. Like what aqua swimming first thing.
Oh, did I tell you? I've got 6 extra BBC channels now.
Really?
Yes, so I can watch new drama, new comedy, film nights, and even interactive footy.
Oh, how lovely for you. Of course, I never watch telly.
Nor do I.
I mean, very occasionally I'll watch the news.
Yes, we don't put it on very often. I mean, we'll watch EastEnders and Neighbours if we're in, but usually...
Well, I like Bargain Hunt.
Oh, did you say 24?
Oh, I saw every episode.
For your free guide to getting the 6 new BBC channels, call 08700 10 10 10.
Did you see Kilroy this morning?
Yes, I couldn't tell if they were men or women.
The new BBC channels are already available to digital viewers.
Right, well, that's going to make you watch, isn't it? What's that? What was that about?
I don't know.
Whose idea was that? I know what we'll
Get
do.
some posh people.
We'll promote it with a kind of dinner party that's never happened in real life. Maybe you used to see on the Two Ronnies, who are, of course, sadly missed.
Yeah, they are.
Well, they're still with us,
They
fortunately,
are.
but you know what I mean? They're not together as the Two Ronnies anymore.
Perhaps they'll reunite.
That must be weird being part of a double act for that long. And then going, it must be like, you know, being conjoined twins and having a bit shaved off you.
Yeah.
obviously we won't suffer from that.
No.
I'm pleased to say. Okay, so we've got Neil Gaiman coming in a second, and Peter Kay. Now, Peter Kay, I've never seen him live, I've got to be honest with you.
He's great.
I'd really like to see him live. Phoenix Nights, of course, you know, it's a great show.
Yeah.
He's got the DVD of that out. That's something I think we should move into.
What?
I think we should do a little Phoenix Nights type thing. You and I, we could bring a little, you know, little show out, a little comedy thing.
Based on what?
Based on a radio thing. You could be in a wheelchair, because you're essentially on the casters there. I've never seen you stand up in the studio.
True.
So you can be our physically challenged.
Yeah, like the Peter Kay role.
I'll do all the other characters.
Right.
I'll do all the other voices.
Okay.
We can have a whole week, and we could it'd be like United Nations. We could do an Indian gentleman, German, an Italian.
Yeah, I can see them buying this.
Yeah. No,
you blacked up. That's really going to work, isn't it?
Now, hold on.
What?
I did not say I was going to black up.
You just said...
Hold on a second. Now, what's going on there?
You just said you're going to be an Indian gentleman. How are you going to do that?
Just with the voice and with a certain way of carrying yourself.
You can't do it.
Is this a fantasy of yours?
Yeah, of course. Seeing you do that.
So you want to see me black up? What other things do you want to see me do?
Well, it's your birthday on Monday.
You want to see me wearing a loincloth, I imagine?
Yeah.
You want to see me in a very tight, wet T-shirt?
It's crossed my mind.
Like a Sardinian fisherman. Yeah. People, you don't black up anymore. People don't black up on TV.
Of course they don't.
I know.
They shouldn't.
Well, I know. But Michael Jackson's allowed to white down, or whatever the phrase is.
White down?
Well, he's sort of whited down over the years, hasn't he? He's sort of bleached himself off, bless him. I mean, he's a deeply troubled human being. And we shouldn't sit here laughing at him.
No.
But he's not the colour he was.
No.
His head is a different shape. His nose is barely visible. You know, he's completely transformed himself. That's different, of course.
Perhaps it's not him. Have we ever thought of that? Perhaps the real Michael Jackson just is somewhere else, and he sent someone else out because he didn't really want to do the job himself.
Like who? La-di-da Gunner Graham? Who would want that job?
I don't know.
Okay. He's on tour. Step forward who wants to replace me and be horribly disfigured by years of painful surgery.
Press
no volunteers? All right, we'll do it another way. I'm sure it's still him. No, I'm not going to... I wouldn't back up.
No, of course you shouldn't.
I mean,
just saying.
Obviously,
you also should be doing...
Sometimes what I do at home to relax in the evenings is my own business. If I want to dress like a Turkish potentate, if I want to look like a Zimbabwean prince, that's my business.
I think I should press this button.
I wish you hadn't raised the whole blacking up issue. Okay, that was Neil Gaiman. As I said, really, I do recommend that book if you get a chance. Isn't it lovely looking?
Beautiful, yeah.
And you're not really even attuned to that kind of stuff.
No.
Yeah, but you like it as well. We've got Peter Kay coming up on the show, and then in the final part of the programme, hypnotist Paul McKenna will be here. Have you ever been hypnotised?
No, but when I was at college, I used to book, you know, those sort of hypnotists that used to do exactly that. And I did try once, and I couldn't do it. I was so concentrating on making the event work, I couldn't go under. But I did do the thing where you see people get up, bark like a dog, eat the onion, it tastes like an apple. Yeah,
that seems to be the essential, that's the basic repertoire of the hypnotist on stage.
Baked beans down trousers, all that sort of stuff.
I've never seen that. Is that after the show you do that?
Yeah, there's a special thing you do after.
I have never been hypnotised. I suspect I would be impossible to hypnotise due to the strength of my will and the level of intelligence I possess.
I see.
Some people just can't be hypnotised.
So it's about intelligence, is it?
It's like me, Winston Churchill, people like that, you know, leaders of men, you can't go under.
What? Well, how do you know Winston Churchill didn't go under?
I'm sure... Who could have hypnotised Winnie? Come on. You can't hypnotise him. And similarly, I suspect I would be impossible to put under. Did you see, though, there was a short while ago, there was a fabulous show, I think it was on Channel 4, which was about the seedier end of the hypnotist market. Not Paul McKenna, who's a lovely fella and behaves in an exemplary manner, but there were guys who were like going out in pubs and there was one guy who'd been accused of hypnotising young women and then, you know, getting dates out of it, which is awful, obviously. So, as part of the show, they showed you a course that you go on that people pay to go on to become stage hypnotists.
Yeah.
Did you see any of this?
No.
It was fantastic. Had a bunch of people in this room, and there are a bunch of people, there's no way you would let any of them come near you. You know, with a pendulum, or pocket watch.
I don't think it's a pendulum anymore.
Or a wobbly finger. Look at the finger. You know, you wouldn't... And then they showed these guys going through this sort of 2 or 3 day induction course into the black art of hypnotism. And then you saw them do a little bit on stage, try out that little stage show. And there was one guy, bless him, he really just looked like just a normal Herbert off the street. Overweight, bless him. Slightly grey-looking fella. Bald.
Yeah.
You know, he looked like life hadn't really been that kind of him.
Did he give himself a name?
Well, this is what I'm coming to.
Oh, right.
Because he did his hypnotism, and he got on stage then, and when he bought himself a special colourful waistcoat to wear on stage. and he'd been like the quietest, meekest guy you saw on this show. Suddenly he's on stage. He adopted a strange character. Went, I am the Dream Pilot. You think, no, you're not. You're a bloke who collects the rubbish at the weekend or something. You're not a Dream Pilot. And he had his whole little stage persona worked out. He was the Dream Pilot. The dreamer of dreams. No, you're not. You're a creepy-looking bloke in a funny waistcoat. Get away from me. But I love the fact that he worked out his little patter. He's possibly existing now. If he is, no offences meant, but you're not a Dream Pilot.
He's probably booked on a cruise somewhere.
Oh, I hope so. I would go and see him. If I saw the Dream Pilot advertised in my local paper at a nearby pub, I'd make the effort.
I bet he's listening.
I hope so. If he is, give us a call.
Or email us.
Call in and pilot one of it. Don't call him Dreamy. Don't be disrespectful to the man. He's putting a whole weekend learning his craft and you're being disrespectful. Let's find out from Paul McKenna whether he's ever met or heard of the Dream Pilot when he comes on the show. And here's what I want him to do. I'm going to see if he can hypnotise you on the show.
He won't do it.
I could hypnotise you like that.
What?
Look at me. Look into my eyes. Not around the eyes, but into the eyes. You under.
Oh, yeah, I am, yeah. Where's the onion?
Put your trousers back on. What pleasant gentlemen the Pet Shop Boys are.
are.
Yeah, I mean, I got a bit tongue-tied at various stations.
Yeah.
You know why? Because I was being nice about them and I got halfway through and thought, what am I doing?
Yeah. Is that why you threw in the you lost your looks bit?
Oh, well,
to get yourself back on track?
We're all losing our looks, yeah, aren't we? Some of us never had much to start with, let's be frank.
Who's that?
So, we've got Ricky Gervais coming up during the course of the morning, and Leslie Garrett as well now. I'm very excited about the coming week.
Why?
Wednesday night is the Comedy Awards.
Yes.
Okay, that's not what's exciting me. That's always great fun to take part in. It's always great fun to be there. Hopefully it's entertaining to watch. Wednesday morning, I'm going on This Morning with Fern Britton and Philip Schofield.
Wow.
That's exciting for me.
Why?
I don't go on other people's shows very often. I like to make a day of it.
What are you going to do?
I'm running at the moment.
Yeah.
On This Morning with Fern and Phil.
Yeah.
Or Phil and Fern. I'm not sure what the order is there.
Probably Fern, because she's been there longer.
Alphabetically, it should be Fern and Phil.
Yeah.
She's been there longer. And also, let's face it, she's clearly first in line for the biscuits.
Yeah.
So I suspect...
It's Fern and Phil.
It's This Morning with Fern and Phil.
Yeah.
Let's establish that.
Okay. And there's a competition.
They're running a competition at the moment for a viewer of This Morning with Fern and Phil to write lyrics to their theme song. You know, da 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 da. And they've got several people, and I've asked if I can be involved in the judging.
Okay.
And I've written some lyrics myself.
Have you?
Yeah, I don't have that. Jane's written a song at home. We've been playing this at home.
Right.
Yeah, maybe we should
What,
get
for that?
more hobbies. No, just for the fun of it. It's a good fun thing to do, writing a theme. I mean, there used to be, I told you about the theme song I've been told of the lyrics of Wembley Parky's theme.
Yeah, I was talking about that to someone the other night, actually.
Yeah. Can't really do it here on there. You do part of it.
You sort of can.
Well, a friend of mine told me that you had to sing this along with it. And then it was Daddy Baker, in fact, and said that, you know, he'd once done it in front of his parents and been told off when he came on because, you know, it goes da-diddle-da-dap-and-doo-doo. Laurie Holloway, great. Ba-diddle-bap-and-boo-boo, ba-diddle-dat-and-doo-doo, ba-diddle-bap-bam-bam-boo, ba-diddle-dat-and-doo-doo, ba-diddle-dat-and-doo-doo. Let's have a look at your... Let's have a look at your... The two bits of the men's anatomy you do there, and it fits perfectly.
It does.
At one stage, I actually managed once I was interviewing one stage, I got Russell Crowe to sing that. I seriously did. He'd been on Parker that night, I got him to sing the song with me.
Yeah.
Much of the bemusement of his entourage and the people watching. So This Morning with Fern and Phil, I thought, that's a great idea.
Yeah. So you're gonna perform it, your lyrics on the
This
on the
show, it fills the void, because you're unemployed, or otherwise why you're watching, something like that. Something with a bit of social commentary involved.
Yeah, exactly. Really makes the viewers feel at home.
Make sure you've done a wee and a poo too. You won't want to miss a moment. It's This Morning with Fern and Phil. Hey! You see, that's the kind of way that's what I'm working towards.
Yeah. I think you're the winner.
I should have got Neil to help me out.
Sure, they'd be
He's written a
thrilled.
few songs. I should have gone and said, I've got one I've done, I've got one from the Pet Shop Boys and Ricky Gervais, and we'll turn up any minute. Let's get the whole nation behind it. Come on. I'm looking forward to it.
All right.
It'll be good.
Okay.
Make sure I bring me
Why
own.
do you keep fiddling with your tie again? You're doing that. Is that because you're getting yourself ready again for it?
What? If I'm thinking about being on TV, I like to touch my
No,
tie.
you always do. Actually. I've noticed
I
that.
smart myself up.
You mentioned the Comedy Awards and you touch your tie.
Well, because it's a nervous tick. It's better than what you're doing down there. I'm not shaking hands with you later. Terrible thing. What do you do for a living, Ken?
I'm a tattoo artist and body piercer.
Excellent work, sir.
Thank you.
Have you ever tattooed or pierced a famous person?
Semi-famous.
Who's that?
Semi-famous. Oh, I can't tell you that.
Oh, of course you can. What's wrong with you?
I tattooed Jim Bergerac's wife.
Well, you're right. I think even semi-famous is stretching it out. Jim Bergerak's wife, that's a cracker.
Yeah.
That's a cracker. And what did she have tattooed? Watch Bergerac, ITV, every Thursday.
No.
To remind herself.
But also, how did you establish it was Jim Bergerak's wife? Did she say,
She told
hello,
me.
I'm Jim Bergerak's wife?
Yeah, she told me.
But wasn't Bergerac the character?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so she was the actress who played Bergerak's wife?
No.
She's the wife of the actor.
The actor's wife.
Okay, then what was the name of the actor who played Bergerac?
John Nettles.
John Nettles, so it was Mrs. Nettles?
Yeah.
Okay. I love that.
Yeah.
She just had the tattoo, or did she have a piercing as well?
No, just a tattoo.
Okay, tattooing and piercing these days, incredibly popular.
Very, very popular.
Just gone crazy, and boom, it's just exploded.
It's great. It's
5 years ago, you know, you were considered a bit of an outcast if you had a piercing still. Certainly 10 years ago, it was considered normal. And these days, you're a freak if you haven't got something dangling off you to hang your keys
That's
off of.
it. You're unusual if you haven't.
Where's the most painful part you've ever pierced anyone? And but, you know, obviously, bear in mind we're early morning radio.
Obvious, isn't it?
So really, genitalia.
Yeah. Well, actually, no. No, I've got to tell the truth. Nipples are pretty painful.
I've heard the nipple is super painful.
Yeah, but genitalia isn't too painful.
Why would you want your nipples pierced?
Good question.
Well, have you got any piercings done?
Of course I have.
You have?
Yeah.
Okay, once again, trying to keep it reasonably clean.
Okay.
Where are you pierced?
Down there.
Oh, what's wrong with you,
And
Ken?
I did it myself.
What the? What's wrong with you? What? When did that seem like a good idea?
When my wife said, if you pierce yourself down there, I'll do my nipples.
Well, it's not. Why would you want her to do her nipples? What's wrong with you? Well, so you can connect to each other and not get lost in shopping malls? What's going on? You don't need
so
to...
she doesn't fall out of bed.
Oh, good Lord.